We're going to eat our Jimmy Johns and talk about police videos that you get to watch. If you enjoy this, feel free to like and subscribe. We've just reduced ourselves to beggars like everybody else on YouTube. We'd appreciate that. If there's a video you want us to watch, feel free to leave a comment. We'll watch that video without pre-screening it. Ray, what are we watching today?
We're going to be watching Driving While Drunk Season 2. We're driving down a freeway.
Turn up.
An accident involving two vehicles. Possibly one of the subjects inside the vehicle stuck, and the other subject in the vehicle has laceration to the head. So that's all we have.
Oh, injuries. Okay, so we're pulling up on a crash scene.
Definitely not the first officer there. Looks like there's at least 3 cop cars in front of him.
Yeah, the medical
Were you by
service.
yourself? So what happened?
I was leaving to get water down there at the fire station. Seen the car coming behind me, and I turned my signal on. I was going to pull down that road. As soon as I made the turn, that was all I know. I smashed the whole face.
So you were going south.
I'm not hearing slurred speech. Are you?
That better not be the driver.
He's standing fine.
I guess the passenger.
To your eye there?
Just a head injury. Just a head injury.
Well, I don't think that's the guy, right?
Can you tell me what happened?
Yeah, the other guy wasn't the drunk driver.
Were you going that way?
Is he slurring though?
Not really.
Were you traveling south? So you're going that way? So what'd you notice as you're driving? Who told you to slow down? How fast were you going?
I was going about 50 miles per hour.
Wow.
You didn't see that vehicle turning? Okay. And he was the only other person with you?
Yeah.
The driver of the vehicle, I believe, is going to be possibly intoxicated. You can tell right away his speech is slurred.
It is?
Did they ask him if he hit his head?
About 4 or 5 beers.
Bottles or cans?
Bottles.
Did they ask the EMT about observations?
About cans, yeah. I think.
Okay.
Well, 12 ounces.
And that's all you had?
Yes, sir.
Any drugs?
Nope.
Over what time
I
period?
don't do drugs now, sorry.
No, I'm just asking if it was part of it as well. Is that can that's right there in that center console, is that a pretty fresh one? Were you drinking that when you were driving?
Yes, sir.
You were?
That's a bad fact.
So here's the thing. I'm looking at you right now, man, and obviously I can tell you're highly intoxicated, okay? You're having issues.
I don't know why he has to go with highly intoxicated. How about I think that you might be intoxicated? Why don't you do some tests?
My son today, man.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Gilberto. I don't even know.
I've been having a rough day, man. I'm just trying to get through it, you know what I mean? I know
Please don't do tests.
shouldn't have been doing, which is obviously drinking and driving, but
Okay. Well,
Well, Gilberto, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
if you want to admit to it, that makes their job easier.
Express what that feeling is, okay? But unfortunately, man, you did drink and drive like you said, and you could easily killed that person, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, he's claiming he lost, his son today. I don't know how old his son. I didn't want to ask him more questions.
You know, I'll tell you what though. You know what I liked about the police officers is when he was interacting with them, he was listening to him.
Yeah, no, his interaction, I think was great.
Right.
And he let this guy say he was drinking, say how much he was drinking, and say he was driving drunk.
Yeah, it's hard. It's super hard to. It's super hard as a defense attorney to deal with somebody who's made an admission to the police officer. I'm too drunk to drive. I shouldn't be driving. I've been irresponsible tonight. I effed up. Those things right there, those are very, very hard to try. And the thing is that I think this guy, he's going to have a very, very hard time at trial.
So the interesting thing, when you compare this to the other videos we've watched, is like the puking passenger guy, right? He comes off more drunk. That's going to be a much tougher case to prove.
Right?
Right? This guy doesn't come off as drunk, but they let this guy talk.
Exactly.
This is, there's nobody who's going to be really excited about this case, and we should point out if this was Illinois and there's an injury, they could also take his blood.
The other thing is that in Illinois, if you refuse to have a blood draw after a type 1 injury, after a traffic crash that has an injury, then your license will be revoked. If you do take the breathalyzer or the chemical test, then your license is suspended, but that suspension has to go through the Secretary of State. That's kind of a weird...
So we're defense lawyers, right? That guy walks into our office. That guy wants a trial. Forget this. We don't want to do a trial on this guy. We don't have a choice. Our argument on this guy, from what we see, is he's not falling over. I mean, he's leaning against the car. He's not swaying. He's not staggering. His speech, at least as it comes from the video, doesn't seem that bad. He very likely could have suffered a head injury. Right? There's still, even though this is not a great case, there's still a lot to argue with there.
A lot of times, if you have to try a case like this, you're going to try to say that intoxication and the head injury, it's impossible to tell the difference between the two, or to pull them apart. So the police officer was actually observing things that came from the head injury rather than from the drinking, even though he admitted to drinking also.
All right.
Maybe this is the different video for us. It's the other side.
I feel like the last one we did was a very special, kind of sad video. Like this run of videos is just kind of harshing our vibe, Ray. And I think this is what the people want to see. I think that people want to see us looking at people who are falling down, telling them that these people aren't drunk. And hopefully we can do that for you on the next video. It didn't turn out. Unfortunately, this is, like Ray said, going to be a really tough case to prove. But it doesn't mean we would shy away from a trial. I wouldn't shy away from a trial. Let's go.
No.
There aren't a lot of chances in your life you get to hit something that's not yours, or break something that's not yours, or smash something that's not yours. But one of those is right now. So if you get a chance, you want to hit that subscribe button, nobody's going to arrest you for it. Thanks.